Hello, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel. I have not posted anything, so this is my first video and it's going to be hopefully a good one. So, I have had this on my heart to do for a very long time, and I guess 2 days before the election, why not? Better late than never, I guess. So this is my walkaway story. I'm going to try to be very brief in talking about it because my life has been crazy, I guess. I'm 37, so, lived a little bit. So, I was raised a Democrat, and I just remember hearing my mom talk about, things that are important to women's rights, your right to choose. These were things that were instilled in me from a very, very young age. And so with that, I had held that belief very near and dear to my heart, thinking that once, laws started controlling my body, once, people started putting their restrictions on my choices, that was going to lead to, women being enslaved again. And so that's kind of where it all started. And from that, I had gone away to college, and became one of these crazy Democrats who had believed that what I was saying, always truth, what I was saying, I was always right, and if you disagreed with me, then you would get punched in the face. And so that's kind of where I stood all throughout college. And then, some of that was during the Bush era. And that's when, in college was where I started hearing that, the Republicans were racist. The Republicans were the party of bigotry. And so I kind of bought into that. I had never heard before that they were correlated with the KKK like everybody says now. I remember when I was very young, like 11 or 12, my mom had actually taken me to a KKK rally. And before you think that that's neglectful, first of all, we lived in Indiana. Second of all, at some of these places where they invite the KKK to speak, it's more so to show people how absolutely insane they are. So at this rally, they have the for and against side. Obviously, we're on the against side. We're brown. And so, just to hear the hatred spew out of these people's mouths of everybody else, they don't even like people with brown eyes. So if you're white and have brown eyes, you're not their cup of tea either. So that was my experience with the true KKK. And I'll bring that back up later because it's kind of what the Republicans now are getting compared to. So in any case, back to what I learned in college regarding Republicans and how they're bigots, and something that was very important to me were not only women's rights, but also, gay rights. And so I had thought that Republicans were just always trying to take away our rights, and that's where Obama came in. Oh, Obama. So I remember hearing him speak, and one thing that Obama did very well is making people feel like not only you can trust him, but that what he was saying is true. And he is a beacon of hope. So people latched on to that beacon of hope. And slowly but surely, as policies, things that he had done, towards the end of the Obama era, I just began to see some things, like my eyes regarding what their perception of policies and things that he was doing had changed dramatically. So towards the end of towards the end of Obama, I had a life change and became a Christian. And so there were just some things in my heart that had shifted regarding, what life means inside of, a woman's womb. Because honestly, and a lot of Democrats believe this, and I used to believe it too, but as a woman who was a previous Democrat, I can say I thought that it was my right to be able to kill whatever was in my body if I wanted to, because it was my body. You had no say into what I did with my body. And that's just kind of a common belief. So, I'll get back to that later. So my beliefs started changing regarding abortion, and my beliefs started changing regarding gun rights. I thought that people who owned guns were just like all dumb hillbillies who just, were out there just shooting guns into the air and, all had their, didn't care about other people. They would just shoot them in a heartbeat if they, saw them walking on their property. What else? Immigration. I used to believe that, if you wanted to come here and live here and stay here off of, American subsidies, we have the money, we have the space, anybody should be able to do that. And then I started researching, policies and why we have regulation regarding people coming here. And essentially our economy would be destroyed if we allowed every person who wanted to come here and just gain citizenship just because they wanted to gain citizenship. So on top of that, I work in the human trafficking field, and seeing just the amount of human trafficked victims that are brought here as, illegals, by traffickers. And when nobody knows you're here, nobody's looking for you. And so that just creates a whole level of victimhood that I wasn't okay with. And so when I started looking deep down under these policies, under all the regulations against gun laws and all the regulations against abortion, and how sensible, they were, it just all made sense. And so the election happened. Trump was our option. So I kind of just closed my eyes, prayed, and voted for him, hoping that he wasn't more of Obama. And knowing that he wasn't a politician, it still scared me because of some of his, previous beliefs. His views were very left-leaning, so I was just hoping that he was different. And what I've discovered is that over the past 4 years, the media shifted into a machine that spews lies, that they prey on American ignorance, that we're only reading headlines, that we are not reading actual articles, that we are very feelings driven, and that their fear mongering of what they have turned into isn't something that I want to be on board with. And it's something that is actually really scary to know that the news no longer shares the news. They share their opinions, they share their own viewpoints of what they think somebody is saying, and I don't want any part of it. With the Democratic Party, they've just shifted so far radically. It doesn't make sense to me, and I don't know why it would to any other brown person out there. They have labeled everybody on the right as racists, bigots, xenophobes, sexists. Even the people who are friends of mine who are right-leaning are terrified to come out as a Republican because of the hate that they spew. And to think that I was once a part of that they believe they are the party of inclusion and diversity and acceptance. And when you actually look, they only accept people that think like them. Because once I started turning from the Democratic Party and started asking questions and started just, really questioning what I believed and the whys behind them, I began to be called, names. Then I'm a racist. I am a traitor to Mexicans. I am not a woman. I am not a real woman because I don't support abortion up until birth. I think that concept was insane. And to hear Hillary say that when she ran against Trump in 2016 from a stage platform, live TV, she said that she is okay with abortion up until birth, late-term abortion, 9 months. That was what solidified it for me, is that the Democratic Party is no longer something that I wanted to be a part of and something that I felt like I could back anymore. And so I am doing this video because I feel not only like it's time. The election is coming up in a day or so. Yep, in a day. And I don't know who's going to win. I don't. I'm hoping it's Trump, but I don't know. And I feel like better late than never with this video, and regardless of who wins, I will be happy to vote for Donald J. Trump. This is my walkaway story. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, tell me in the comments. If you did and you are also a Trump supporter who has walked away, give me a shout out in the comments as well. Thanks, guys.